have to start thinking in terms of problem solving, relating whatever you have learned in the class to the reality outside. For example, when you sit for computer science courses at Cornell, I have attended some of them just to see how things are. The problems that appear in each semester, while they all depend on the fundamental principles, they appear so different from the previous semester or the semester before. And students are encouraged to think. Therefore, you people have to learn to think independently. You people have to become proactive problem definers. Because quite often, the first step in solving a problem is to define the problem correctly. And you people will have to translate the learning that you get in the classroom to the reality around us. Looking at all of you, I have no doubt at all that you are of a different kind. You have a lot of confidence. You have a lot of hope. And therefore, I do believe that you will bring a new sense of rejuvenation to this IIT system. Because in the last 15, 20 years, IITs have lost all the sheen that they had once upon a time. Let me give you a very simple example. In 1967, when I was at IIT Kanpur, there were in the electrical engineering department, there were about 60 students to 70 students who had registered for PhD, probably more. But today, in the same IIT Kanpur, in the same electrical engineering department, or the computer science department to which I belong, if you have 5 PhD students, that would be a luxury. If you have 5 PhD students joining in a year, that will be fantastic. So therefore, what has happened is, the focus on research has gotten diminished in IITs. IITs have become just teaching institutions. We all know very well that that's not the way to go about it. Another piece of statistics, I'm told China produced 2,652 PhDs in computer science in the year 2004. And this was told to me by the CEO of Ericsson in Stockholm. And when I came back to India and checked how many PhDs we produced in computer science in the year 2004, it was 26. Now, some of you may say, no, not all Chinese things are of good quality. Even if you assume that only 20 of them are of good quality, you're thinking of 500 PhD students who have done a good PhD. Even if you assume 80% of our 26 PhDs who are of good quality, you're talking of 20. Where is 500? Where is 20? So therefore, I think there is need for our IITs to focus on research as much as they focus on teaching. There is need for you people to become much more problem-solving oriented. There is a need for you to do independent thinking. There is a need for you to connect what you learn in the classroom with what happens in the outside world. There is a need for you people to look at problems around us and find appropriate solutions. I remember when I was doing my master's thesis, my guide said, no, this will be used in imaging in moon landing, but I knew that would never be used. And I said, come on, Hari, you're joking. And I knew it was, finally it was not used, because even before I finished my thesis, Americans had landed Neil Armstrong on the moon. The point I'm making is this: try and solve problems around you. There are zillions problems around us. This country has probably the highest density of problems. Therefore, think of finding solutions to problem around us. For example, clean water, cheaper electricity, using solar energy, improving the efficiency of solar conversion, building better quality of roads, producing better quality of cement, because we know that our contractors in most cases tend to reduce the amount of cement used and increase the amount of sand used because of corruption. No, these are all real problems around us. Therefore, you will have to find solutions that indeed make sure that the circumstances that exist in this country, you would be able to still improve efficiency, improve quality, reduce cycle time, etc., etc. And let me also say one thing. Whenever I have spoken to youngsters in India, and I speak to youngsters outside India quite a lot, I don't find any difference between our youngsters here and youngsters there. But when I meet people of 40 years in India, when I meet people of 40 years outside, I find that people of 40 years in India are diffident, they have no confidence, they are less energetic, they are less enthusiastic. What it means is that our society takes extraordinary youngsters and somehow takes away confidence from them and takes away enthusiasm. But I do hope that this batch of students will be different, and I do hope that this batch of students will indeed prove me completely wrong, because that would give me extraordinary happiness to say I have come across one batch at IIT Gandhinagar which has proved all these examples wrong, and these people are going to change India, these people are going to transform India. Let me stop here and request you people to ask me questions. The general pattern, maybe for about 10 minutes, the general pattern I use is, it's always a girl who starts the first question, and then alternatively it's girl, boy, because somehow we in India, we don't allow girls to ask questions, men jump on the opportunity, and therefore we'll start with a girl. Please. Introduce yourself and then please ask. We are starting with a girl. Don't tell me that girls are tongue-tied. Please, you must. If you don't learn to ask questions here, how will you learn to ask questions in the class? You have to ask questions in the class. You have to question the teacher. You have to question the assumptions. You have to show curiosity. You have to show that you just don't accept whatever is mouthed by the teacher. Therefore, please learn to ask questions. What, Sudhir? I thought the IIT Gandhinagar girls were all very smart.
Girls, we are not very formal. Okay?
Yeah.
Just don't worry.
There is no formality here.
You can't speak English, speak Hindi, Gujarati.
No, don't worry. Also remember one thing, no question is stupid, only answers are stupid. Therefore, I am giving the answers. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry.
We want the first year girls here. Raise hands. First year girls.
See, two? Wonderful. Yeah. Only two? No.
Young lady, get up. I want one of you to just ask something that comes to your mind.
Yeah.
You don't get this opportunity every day. Come on, get up. Yeah.
Oh, there are two out in the front here. Please. Introduce yourself and...
Hello, I'm Mihika, chemical engineering.
One minute, what does Mihika mean? It's a wonderful name.
It means a dewdrop.
Wonderful, thanks. Yep. Good.
Chemical engineering.
Yep.
Basically, what I've heard is there are, chemical engineering we can have more scope in India and all, like for chemical engineering, like new factories and basically the companies they need more chemical engineers like you can get you need chemical engineers in companies which produce food products with paints, dyes and all. So I think it's a versatile field. I think I'm not wrong.
No, no, you are not wrong at all. I think one thing with India is that there is opportunity in every branch of engineering. I don't know of too many countries which have as many opportunities for bright, educated youngsters as India has. For a very simple reason. That is, we are still at a very early stage of our development. Therefore, chemical engineering, which is such an important subject, has huge opportunity. You yourself talked about food, you talked about paint, you talked about dyes, you talked about, you can talk petroleum, you name it. Almost everything that is organic, everything that is synthetic, that we produce has opportunities for chemical engineering. And therefore, you will have an extremely bright career as long as you translate what you learn here into problem solving, as long as you ask questions, as long as you have your curiosity intact, as long as you think of a new reality that will make your environment a better place. Absolutely. Congratulations, and you have a great future. Let me assure you. Now we go to your point. Yeah, please.
Sir, you said number of PhDs are getting reduced. Do you think it is because number of folks after bachelor and masters are getting increased? Because after bachelor you can go to master, you can go to MS, you can go to MTech. So it is also possible that number getting reduced is because we are getting more scopes in other countries.
No, I think that there is no doubt. The number of opportunities that youngsters have when they finish their undergraduate degree is huge. So some of them will take up jobs, some of them will go for the management studies, some of them will go for technology studies, and some amongst them will go for PhD, etc., etc. But the reality is simply this: in our country, only 11% of the students move from high school to college. In the United States, I am told it is 82%. In China, I am told it is about 22% today. What that means is you have more people going to college. Out of that larger number, a certain percentage will go for doing masters and PhD. And therefore, there is a critical mass of people who are doing research, who are asking lots of questions, who become good teachers, all of that. So the challenge we have is, how do we make sure that of the people who are finishing their high school or pre-university or whatever it is, a much larger percentage of students indeed go to college, go to technology institutes, and therefore there is a larger and larger number of students who indeed go to the PhD program. That's the point I was making. Yeah, now we go back to it. Please. Wonderful. I like this. Yeah.
From chemical engineering. We have placed